Everybody has their own way of peeling and slicing onions, whatever feels comfortable. Now if you get these little black bits on the onions, there's no worries about it. You can usually just wipe it off with a bit of paper towel. It's only what they call mildew through the moisture. It's the weather, time of the year and things like that. Get rid of all these yucky bits. Okay, that one's fine. Good idea to have a really sharp knife, but please be very careful. We don't want fingers. We do want fresh meat, but not that fresh. Okay. There, easy peasy. You know how you, with gloves, your fingers belong to somebody else. But it's a good idea, especially in these times of coronavirus. You really don't want those nasties getting in. Right, there's our onion all done. I don't know if I said the name of this dish. It's Peg's Speedy Chow Mein. Okay, now we're going to shred up the cabbage. Okay, it's your own personal choice whether you have it coarse or fine. My personal choice is fine. So easy, just go like that. You're shredding it. It seems like a lot of cabbage when you're cutting it up, but it does cook down. Oh, that's about half of a medium head, tough and hard to mung on. So trim it off. You really don't need that. Into the bin, or if you're lucky to have a compost machine bucket thingy, or chooks, or if your kids is really strange, they'll munch on them, which isn't really a bad thing. Okay, the rest of it's pretty good. Give it a bit of a chop. And once again, it's a personal preference if you want the larger pieces or not. Put that in the bowl ready to go. Everything has been sanitised on this bench, so if I pick it up, I'm happy it's safe, hygienic. There's your cabbage. Got the bean sprouts there ready to go. Trim off the ends of the carrots. I've already peeled it. So if you put cotton wool with water, put that on. The kids might be able to grow another carrot. Now, up to you again if you use the fine, like a fine shred or a coarser shred. My personal choice is the coarser shred. Make sure you've got a firm grip and make sure you're holding your carrot pretty firmly too. Downward actions. Lifting it away makes it easier. Then you turn it over. Then you turn it over so that you're getting a better angle. Keep it at that. With this recipe, it's very forgiving. You can add stuff, you can take stuff out that you don't like. Be very careful as you get towards the end of the carrot. That's where my fingers usually get nicked. Little coarse end bit we don't need. Slide it into the dish. Good idea to try to keep your workplace not cluttered. As you finish with a utensil or anything, just put it in the sink ready to be washed off. So you've got your carrots, your onions, your cabbage, there's your bean sprouts, all ready to go. Trusty chicken noodle soup. If you don't have chicken noodle soup, you could always use some noodles, whatever you've got in your pantry cupboard, and chicken stock. That's all it is. So I'm sure you've all seen chicken noodle soup before. Right, now we're going to start the heavy stuff, the actual cooking of it. So we'll move over to the stove. This one. Okay, light your stove. Right. Don't have it too high because you don't want things catching. So about a medium. Put your pot on. Just a bit of oil. I use olive oil. You can use any sort of oil you like. I'm just partial to olive oil. Right. So we're going to put in our first off our onion. Doesn't have to be as like some sizzle sound. Just keep it going. Just a light saute to get it started. Put in your curry powder because that helps with the beautiful flavour. The recipe says half a teaspoon. Personally, I like a bit more, so it's up to your personal taste how much you put in there. As I said earlier, it's very forgiving. And you can play around with this to what you like. Don't let it catch, otherwise the onion will get bitter. Nothing worse than the taste of burnt onion in anything. Although some people I know like it, but not good. Okay. I want to get a look at that. Jar. There we are. That's not too bad. Now that it's come up to a sizzle and you've got that curry powder nicely mixed in, put in your mincemeat. Push it around. Get it happening. Wooden spoons really are the best for this sort of thing. And if you're lucky enough to have a non-stick pan, better off with wooden spoons every time. As you're going, just tap down through it to break up the mince, because you don't want great big lumps of it in there. You want it evenly throughout your dish. Lovely. Half a minute or so more. Getting there. As you can see, it doesn't really take very long at all. Okay. Right, you can see how that is. That's about how you want it to be. Just nicely sauteed off and slightly browned. Right, now we add soy sauce. Give it a stir through. Yummy. Good for your green beans. Does look a lot. You can take some out if you want. Doesn't matter. Give them a stir. Your grated carrot. And your 2 cups of water. Okay. Right, just make sure that's pretty well immersed, and you put it down to a simmer. Bring it to the boil first, and then you can give it a shake, evens it out, turn it down to a simmer. Once we get it up to bubbling. Beautiful. So we turn it down a fraction, and that's going to come up to a simmer, and we do that for about 10 minutes. So that cooks the beans and the carrot and everything. And when we come back, and then you stir it. Don't forget to stir it every now and again. You don't have to constantly be stirring. It's just so things don't stick to the bottom or anything. Like I said, if you're lucky enough to have a non-stick pan, you're a little bit better off. Okay, so we're just going to wait there for about 10 minutes while it simmers happily away. Turn that down a little bit. That's better. Okay, our 10 minutes or so is up. Next thing, good old chicken noodle soup. If you don't have a packet of chicken noodle soup, and it doesn't have to be a brand name, it can be any brand, like Coles or Woolies is fine. You can use noodles and stock, chicken stock. Yeah, they're the fine, you can get very fine noodles that are for soups in the pasta section, hopefully, of your supermarket. Mind you, I couldn't find any this morning, but that's the situation as it is. Or else you can use a real fine, you know, the real skinny spaghetti. So next thing, we're putting our cabbage in. Yum, I love eating this raw. It's sweet. Yeah, I am strange. Give it a stir around. Be careful at this point because it does take up a lot of room. You don't want it to splash out and get hurt. Just go pushing it down where you can, just so that it gets into the liquid. And yes, it does look a humongous amount, but it does cook down. Oh, I forgot this is okay, you can do this. Bit of the core, I missed. Don't really want to get it break the lump like that. Okay, it's looking good. It's pretty much mixed in. So the next one is our bean sprouts. Whenever you're putting something like this into a pot, just don't dump it all into the middle. Spread it around so it makes it a lot easier for when you're stirring it in. And just stir that in gently, just so it gets the moisture so that it cooks. Personal choice again, just how much you like it cooked. If you like it really soft, or if you like a bit of crispness. Some of my family like it really well done, especially the children. Although my grandchildren all love this. They're quite happy to sit down to a big bowl of it. And you can add whatever things. If you don't like beans, put peas in there. If you like corn, put some corn in there. Right, just let this simmer for another 8 minutes or so. And like I said, if you like it a bit more crunchier, don't simmer it for quite so long. And if you think it's a bit dry, not enough juice, and it's not a thickened sauce, it is I call it a juice, because it's just like the soupy bottom. Okay, just leave that go for another 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, depending on your preference, and then it will be ready to dish up. Quite a few of the other one-pan meals, our opinion is that it's so much yummier the day after it's made. All the flavours just go through and oh, yum. Coming in winter is great. Kids playing sport, or hopefully. Rightio. Now we can plate it up.